Hello, new wave of British heavy metal.com here today. It's the 1st of April 2024. Quick request, if I can make that of you, and that's if you wouldn't mind, please subscribing to the channel because that'd be a big help and appreciate it. Today we're looking at the Raging Project and their album Future Days. Now, they say that the Raging Project is fronted by a French musician, Ivan Jaquin, if I've pronounced that right. And he's joined by an ensemble cast of other musicians, and all together with Future Days, they've put together what, in my opinion, is a really thumping album of interesting music, which on balance I'd say is progressive metal. And Ivan is from France, so there's that angle to it, and a couple of songs here are sung in French as well. Now, Ivan handles all the keyboards and synths and the majority of the vocals, and what he does here, his keyboard work is top notch and quite varied as well. The long list of musicians he's worked with on this album all pitch in with some excellent style, and it makes Future Days a really superb listen, and one which reveals more and more hidden depths to it, the more and more that you listen to it, which is also accessible at the same time. That's what I found anyway, and I would like to say thanks to Ivan and Bad Dog Promotions for sending me a copy of the CD to review. A most pleasant and welcome surprise indeed, so thanks both. What have we got musically? There's a dozen songs, comes in at around about 70 minutes, but there's no filler here. There's no padding it out for the sake of it like some do, don't they? I can fit a lot of music on a CD, so I will, what the hell. Yes, it's 70 minutes, but it flies by, and so there's no filler. It's interesting all the way through and holds your attention. Ivan's keys and synths are all dovetailing with some nice heavy crunching guitars, banging rhythm section to give that overall progressive metal feel. Though there are some more ambient atmospheric passages and sensitive stuff going on as well to mix it up. If I was going to try and summarise it, I'm not too sure how, but perhaps if you thought about more recent stuff that Opeth have done, mixed in with some 70s, maybe Pink Floyd, ELP, and a bit of Yes, maybe. So as to the music, Warning, some examples. Warning's a brief, mostly spoken introduction with some atmospheric stuff going on underneath it to lead it in. Rage comes next and is indeed full of rage. Like this one a lot. Plenty of power and passion, especially the vocal delivery, which fits in with the lyrical content as well. Don't Want, this comes in heavy as well. More superb keyboard and synth stuff, the guitar interplay amongst the chugging, clipped riffing and more passionate vocals, top stuff. Calais has some thumping bass work going on, and he's a little bit more laid back than what's gone on the previous couple of tracks. And the mid section is sort of a retro prog, but then it builds up into a really big, powerful finish. Varied listen going on there. Even If I Bleed, that's like chunky prog metal, short, hard riff, punchy drums and bass, more of that excellent guitar work and the keyboards and synths all coming in. Quite a dramatic scene overall, and the vocals are excellent as well, and it's got a sort of a slightly dark, brooding feel to it all, if you like. Ambient is just that, ambient. Well, it is until it develops later into a thrilling latter half or so of the song. Heavy stuff breaks out, spectacular guitar solo, and it's also well composed how it starts off in that atmospheric ambient stuff and then gradually builds it all up. Turn, a brutal 2.5 minutes assault of big guitars and angst-ridden vocals. That'll hit you squarely between the eyes. Then we've got the 10-minute mini epic of On Earth. This one hits the spot squarely, I think. Atmospheric, understated pianos and keys give it a slightly melancholy feel, as does the lyric. Though all the while it's building into something and then gradually ramping up that tension until the symphonic, proggy recipe of the latter 4 or 5 minutes or so of the song. Tremendous stuff. And you know that's one that you've got to listen to a few times to get it. There's a couple of bonus tracks at the end which are English language, and there's an English language version of Claire, which on the album itself is sung in French, and a French language version of Even If I Bleed. I won't attempt to try and pronounce what that's listed as on the album because my French is, I stopped taking French at junior school at the first opportunity because I just couldn't handle it. Anyway, never mind that. The album overall, I think it's an excellent album. I'm liking it very much. It's such an interesting and varied listen. It's all the right buttons to satisfy, sort of like classic and inventive progressive metal, also well performed by Ivan and the musicians that he's got to play with in here. Check it out on their Bandcamp page, to which I will link underneath. Various formats available there for you to check out. Recommended that you do because it is a fine listen once you get into it. And thanks once again to Ivan and Bad Dog Promotions for sending me a review copy of it. So that's the Raging Project and Future Days. Please do subscribe to the channel before you go. Things like that'd be great. And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and take care.